Salesforce gives you several options to customize your pages and whatever you get to see on the user interface. Almost everything can be customized, in Salesforce. But what we have to understand is that there are two ways of doing these customizations. So one is without any coding. So you will still be able to make certain changes without writing any code. And then there is this option for us to customize the user interfaces with the help of code. So you can basically write code and develop new user interfaces. That is possible. And you can make changes to the existing user interfaces as well. So that also is an option available with Salesforce. All right. So now what we'll do is we'll start talking about the UI customization in Salesforce. Uh, for the time being, we are just going to talk about UI customization without any coding. Okay, it will be only point and click tools that we are going to use, and the UI customization will be done using those point and click or drag and drop tools, whatever you call it. So that's what we are going to do. Later on, once we have moved into the development training, we will also talk about how can we do these customizations with the help of coding. So the coding way of customizing user interfaces is what we are not going to do get into right now. We'll get into that later on once you start understanding the a little bit of development side of it. So right now, whatever we are doing are just going to be the options which are available out of the box, drag and drop declarative options which are available. And these are the things which are mostly used by system administrators to make changes to the Salesforce user interfaces. All right. So the first thing that we will do is we will get ourselves a little more familiarized with what are the different user interface components that we deal with. So let me just go to Salesforce and show you what sort of components we are going to deal with. So there are several components that we have here. So, starting from the homepage. So, if you just, log in into Salesforce, and if you just go to any of the apps, let's say I would go to the sales app. Right. So now if you look at it, this is a homepage. Okay, the say app homepage. This is basically there's a homepage. This is the app homepage, and then there are several tabs here. This app itself is a UI component. An app consists of multiple tabs. All right. So that's how apps are built. So app is also a user interface component. You then inside the app you see the homepage. So this is the application homepage, and then you will have different tabs. So once you click on any of these tabs, for example, if you click on the accounts tab, you will land up in the accounts home. So this page that you see right now, this is called accounts home. Same way, if I click on opportunities tab, the page that I will see is basically called the opportunities home. So for this ways, we have got for each object we have got a tab, and once you click on that tab, you land up on the home page for that particular object. So that's one. Now, other than the home pages specific to, so tabs are also UI component. App itself is a UI component. App is a collection of tabs. Then these home pages that we are seeing, these are also UI components that we work with. Now the other thing that you have is the record pages, right? So once you have clicked on a tab, you usually get to see a list of records. In case you're not seeing anything here, you can basically click on it and click on all opportunities. So right now it is just showing you the recently viewed opportunities. In case you want to see all opportunities, you can always click on all opportunities from here, and you can see all the opportunities. So that is there. All right. And these lists are basically called list views. All right. So these are called list views. So if you see, if I click on this, these are all the list views which are already existing. In case you feel that you need more list views, you can always go to this button and here and click on new. And yeah, no, this is basically gonna let you. This is gonna let you create new opportunity record. Yeah. So we'll talk about how we can create more list views. I think it should be somewhere here. Yeah, this is the list view. So what you can do is you can basically click on new. Okay, so you can create a new list view from here. Let's say I put something like my opportunities. Okay, And who all should be able to see the list views? Only I can see this list view, or do you want all users can see this list view, or share list view with group of users? So you have these three options. You can just restrict this list view to yourself. You can make it visible to everyone in the company, or you can decide who all get to see this list view. So that is the third option which is available. So you can decide on whatever you want. I will just keep it to the first option for now. I'll click on save. Okay, so that is the thing. Now, once you have created the list view, whatever list view name you have put, the next thing that you will have to do is you can go ahead and add filters to the list view. So adding filter is pretty simple. Once you've created the list view, you will have the filter option here available here. So filter is basically uh, an option for you to add conditions or criteria to the records, which should be visible under this list view. So let's say you want the records for last 1 week, all the records created in last 1 week, or all the records from a particular city or a state, whatever conditions you want to add, those you can add using these add filters. Okay, so if you just put add filters, and you want to put some criteria, let's say only I want only the opportunities where the amount is greater than 100,000. Okay, so I can do that. All right, and then I can click on save here. Right. So now if you see, it's only showing you the opportunities where the amount is more than 100,000. So all the opportunities where there was no amount, those opportunities are not there now. It is only showing you opportunities where the amount is more than 100,000. So this way you can keep on adding, your filters. All right. And in case you have added multiple filters, let's say you have added two or more than two filters, and you want to control the logic between those filters. Logic basically is whether you want to put and logic between those two conditions. So there are two conditions, let's say amount greater than 100,000, and one more filter. Let me put a filter on say the stage name. Let's search for the stage name, stage. Okay, and if I say stage equals qualification. Okay, let's say done. So now, if I want to control that, I want to have an or logic between these two. Either the amount should be more than 100,000, or stage should be equal to qualification. So that thing we can control from here. So we can click on add filter logic, and right now by default it picks and logic. So which means only records which meet both these criteria, those will be shown. But I don't want that. I want something different. My requirement is that it should be one or two. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that and then click on save. So now it's going to show me all the records where either the amount is greater than 100,000 or the stage is qualification. So for example, if you see this particular record here, amount is 15,000, but still this is showing up here in this list. Um, the reason for that is the stage for this is qualification. So our logic is either stage is qualification or amount is greater than 100,000. Those records should be shown here. So this is how simple it is to create a list view. So in the in for this is something that you can do for any of the objects. I have done it for opportunities. You can do it for any of the objects, and it's going to be super simple for you to basically go ahead and add your list view. So it becomes very useful or handy for any sales rep or the support rep to manage their day-to-day task activities. If they just want to have a quick view into a certain set of records, and if they need it on a daily basis, it's always good for them to create a list view, and they can quickly refer to that list view and it will show the records based on the conditions or the criteria that they have defined. So this is going to be one. That's this. Now, uh, the other thing that we're gonna do is, now let me just go back to some other list view. So let me go to all opportunities now. So once I'm in all opportunities, okay. So once I'm in all the opportunities list, what I can do is I can just click on any of the opportunity record and I can open that record. Okay, this one. Now, this page that we see here, this is called record page. All right. So the page that we see here, this is called the record page. Same way, if I go to accounts and if I click on one of the accounts, let me just go to all accounts here. And if I just click on one of the account records here, this opens up a page. The account record gets, opened in a separate page. So now this is the account record page, right? So we have account home page, which opens up the page that opens up when you click on the accounts tab. And then we have uh, account record page, which is used to display details of a record. So when you go and click on a particular record, the record page opens up, right? So there are different types of pages and some other user interface components. As I said, the apps and tabs. These are also UI components. And then there are a lot of other things, small things. I'm going to talk about those one by one. So that's what we have in our user interface. So some of these things, as I just mentioned, some of these things can be customized or edited uh, without writing any code. And today we are basically going to look into those things. And then there are certain options uh, where you need to basically write a little bit of code, or you need help of programming languages to build custom user interfaces. So that's something which we will not be doing right now. That's something which we will park it for now, and we will get into those things later on once we are talking about development part of it. All right. Okay. So now the important thing, the most common thing that we will be working with uh, while doing user interface customization is the page layout. So what is the page layout? Page layout is basically the record page, the layout of that particular page. Layout of the page means what fields you want to show on the page. That's one. The kind of order that you want to have on the page. For example, I don't want the rating here. I want the phone number to be here. Okay. I want the phone number yeah, to be before to come before the rating. Okay, and the rating should come after phone number. So if I want to make those changes in the fields, so whichever field is more relevant for the sales reps or whoever is my end user. So if there are a few fields which are more relevant for them, they would want to have those at the top and the other fields at the bottom, or the way you want to basically organize your fields. So what all fields you want to see, that's something that you can easily control using page layouts. The order of the fields, that is something that you can control with the page layout. There are a few additional things that you can do using page layouts. You can make any of the fields here uh, required or read only from the page layout. All right. So that is also something which can be done using page layout. So let's start talking about page layouts here. So talking about page layouts in Salesforce. So first of all, let's start with what are page layouts. Page layouts control the layout and organization of fields, button, and custom links and related lists. So these are the things which you can control using your page layout. So what fields you see, how the order of those fields is set up, what buttons and links that you see on the page, and what related lists. So what are related lists? Related lists are basically the list of child records. For example, for account object, you can have related lists like contacts, opportunities. So all the contacts associated to that account are related list for that account. I can show it to you. So now this is the account page, and if you click on, so there are two tabs here. If you see, one is the details tab and the other is the related tab. So in the details tab, you get to see the details of the account record. Under the related tab, you basically get to see the related records, like all the contacts under this, all the opportunities under this, and all the cases under this account, everything, right? So these are the related lists. Okay. So page layout, when you are editing the page layout, you can basically go ahead and control what fields come up, what related lists come up, and what buttons and links, those things also come up. So these are the buttons that are available here right now. So what you can do is you can control this also here. If you do not want some of these buttons, or you want to add additional buttons here, or whatever you want, you can do that as well using page layout. All right. And this is all going to be done using drag and drop option. There is no requirement for us to write even a single line of code. Okay, so let's go ahead with this and let's see, how that is done. And in addition to these things, as I said, for the fields that we see, in the details section, we will also be able to make the fields required or read only through the page layout. So that option is also available with the page layout. So if you see, page layouts also help determine which fields are visible, read only, and required. So page layout will also let you control which fields in your page are visible. So of course, you can basically control which fields should be visible to the end users, or which fields should be available on the page. In addition to that, you can also control which fields are going to be read only in case you want you want to make a few fields read only so that the users are not able to edit those fields, you can do that. And you can also make fields required. So if you feel that there are a few fields which need to be made required, you can also do that. So that's also doable. All right. So that's what we have. So let's go ahead and see how do we change the page layout. Okay. Um, so for making changes to page layout, all that you will need to do is will just need to go to setup. So just click on the setup icon, click on setup, and go to object manager. And under object manager, you will just need to go to the object for which you want to edit the page layout, or you want to create a new page layout, whatever you want to do. You can just go to that object. Right now, I'm gonna do it for account. So I'll just click on account. And once you go to that particular object, you will see in the left side, you see the details, fields, and relationships. And the third option is page layout. So you just need to click on page layouts. Okay, just click on that, and yeah, you will see a complete list of page layouts which are available or visible here, right? So for one single object, you can have multiple page layouts. So I'll talk about why multiple page layouts and all in some time. But for now, let's just understand what all can be done in a page layout. Okay. So for for the understanding purpose, I'm not going to take any of these page layouts. I'll just keep them as they are, and I'm going to create a new page layout. So let me just click on new. So when you try to create a new page layout, you will be asked to clone the clone the page layout, the new one, from an existing page layout. So I can just use any of the page layout and clone it. So so that you don't have to define everything right from the scratch. So it's going to basically be cloned from the existing page layout, and after that you will be able to make changes in that page layout. All right. So this is the page layout. I'm gonna give it a name. uh, Page layout, I call it account, and then I click on save. So this is what I'm going to do. So I've created a page layout. The name of the page layout is page layout account. So this is the name of the page layout. um, so once you create the page layout, or once you edit an existing page layout, you land up on this screen. So this is the screen, or this is the canvas where you will be doing all your edit. And as I told you earlier, we are not writing any code, we are not doing anything. All that we are going to do is we are just going to have a few drag and drop options, point and click options, which we are going to use, and we are going to basically make changes to the existing page, or we are going to have the page layout set up as per our requirement. All right. So let's understand this page layout editor screen. So you can call it page layout editor. So this screen, at the top, if you see, you have got list of the components which are available, and here is the layout of your page. All right. So all that you need to do is, if you want a field, for example, right now I'm on fields, I can basically select buttons and quick actions and custom links, everything. So for now I'm just working with the fields. So if I click on fields here, I get to see all the fields available here. So whatever fields you have in your object, all the fields will be available here. But you may not be willing to display all the fields on the page layout, because if you have, say, 100 fields, you may not be wanting to show all 100 fields on the to the user, right? So if you just want to show 20, you can basically just drag and bring those fields here. So it's simple drag and drop. Okay. So for example, if I have to bring in DNB company field here, I can bring it here and I can drop it wherever I want, right? If there are fields here which I do not want to show, I want to remove some fields. For example, SIC code, I don't want this. If I want to remove this, what I'll do is I'll just click on this remove button next to this particular field. All right, so just click on remove, it will be removed. So that way you can remove the fields, add the fields. So whatever field you want to bring it, you can drag and put it wherever you want. If you want to remove some of the fields, you can just go to that particular field and you can just click on the remove button, and the field will be removed. So that's how it works. All right. Now, in case you want to shuffle, or if you want to basically move the fields here and there, it's very simple. Again, it's all that it's just a drag and drop kind of a thing. So I was saying that I need the phone number to be at the top. So you just hold it, drag it, and that's it, done. So now I have the phone number at the top, rating is after that. I want facts to be right after the phone number. Okay, so that's done. I want the website on the left hand side. What I'll do is I'll make it, shift it to the left side. I want industry to be even before the phone number, but on the right side, I can do that. So the way you want, you can basically place your fields. So it's going to be that simple. Okay. Now, once we have done this, let's see, if the changes have happened. So what you can do is you can just, so right now, in the account detail, I should have industry uh, on the top right corner. But this will not work right now. Even if I try to save this and if I go back and check this, it's not going to show me the result because this is not the page layout. This is a new page layout which I've created, but this is not the page layout which is being used right now. So you may not see that changes, see those changes right now. So we will see how those changes are applied and when the end user will get to see those changes. So we'll see that. But for now, let's understand how the changes are made on the page layout itself. Okay. So once you are done with the changes, you have two options. You can either click on quick save. Quick save is an option which will quickly save the changes and keep you on the same screen. Okay. So it will save the changes and keep you on the same screen, which means in case you want to save your changes but you also want to continue making a few more changes, you can always use quick save. uh, but if you just want to save the changes and exit this, you can uh, click on the save button. So once you click on the save button, it will save the changes and exit this and take you to the main menu. So that is the thing. Okay. Now if you want, you can always do a quick preview of your page layout. So if you want to do a preview, you can preview it as one of these profiles. So let's say I want to preview it as contact manager. You see, this is how the page is going to look. Okay, so quick preview can be done from here for just for you to get an understanding of um, how it's going to look. Okay, before you see the changes and all that. Okay, so that's one part. So how to bring the fields, how to remove fields, how to change the order of the fields, those things we have already done. Now the next thing is making fields read only or required. So you can make any of the field read only or required. So for making a field read only or required, all that you have to do is you just have to go to that field, and once you take your mouse over a particular field, you will see there are two icons here. So one icon is the remove button. There's a small icon for remove, and beside that there's a properties icon, which is a wrench icon basically. So you can click on the properties icon, and this properties icon, the moment you click on it, you will see that there are two checkboxes. One checkbox is for read only, the other checkbox is for required. So you can choose either of the checkbox, or you can choose both the checkboxes and make the field read only or required as per your requirement. So if you want the field to be read only, just check the checkbox for read only. If you want the field to be required, you just check the checkbox for required. So that as simple as that. All right. So in case I want this field to be required, I will just check this and I'll say okay. So now the moment you have done that, you would see that there's a star here, the star icon which comes along with this, which means that this field is a required field now. So this phone number field is a required field, but this is a required field only on this page layout. Okay, so making a field required on a particular page layout does not mean that the field is going to be required everywhere. Okay, so there is this small concept here which I'm gonna quickly share with you. So in Salesforce, whenever we are saying a field is required, you can have two ways of making field required. Okay, so one is making a field required. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So one, you can have a field universally required. Okay, and the other, you can have a field required on page layout. Okay, now what is the difference? So when we have a field universally required, it is going to be required everywhere. If a user is entering the data through a page, it is going to be required. If the user is entering the data through a data loader operation, then also it is going to be required. If the data is getting entered by a code, then also it's going to be required. So that's basically a universally required field. Okay, making a field required on the page layout basically means that uh, it will only be needed when the data is being entered through this page layout, not even all page layouts, only this page layout. So if you have got 10 page layouts and if you have made the field required on this page layout, Only when the user is entering data through this page layout, then this field is going to be required. Otherwise, this is not going to be required. All right. So that is the thing. And so, depending on our business requirement, we will choose whether we want to make a field universally required or we just want to make a field required on the page layout. So making a field universally required is simple. We have seen this. We do this using well, at the time of creating the field, there's a field attribute, right, which where you can mark the field as required, right. So universally required is basically done as part of a field attribute, and making a field required on the page layout is certainly something which will be done on the page layout itself. All right. So depending on on the business requirement, we will choose which one suits our business requirement better, and we will choose the right option. Okay. So that is the thing. So making fields required or read only. Same thing applies for read only also. So if you make a field read only on the page layout, then it will basically mean the page is sorry, the field is not read only in general, but when someone is trying to work with this particular page, this page layout, that's when the field is going to be read only, but otherwise it may not be a read only field. Okay. So that is the thing. Now we will move ahead and talk about another thing, which is the related list. Okay, so we spoke about fields. So everything that we can do with the fields on the page layout, we have already seen that. Now the next thing that we are going to do is we are basically going to talk about the related list. So I was talking about you can have multiple related lists that are available uh, in your record page, right? Now if you don't want some of those related lists, you can basically remove those related lists. In case you want additional related lists, you can bring those related lists. So let's have a quick look here. So if I say this is my page, and here I do have contacts, opportunities, cases, and all. Now let's say I want the opportunities related list to appear before the contacts related list, in case I want it that way. What I can do, I can simply do that in page layout. So if you scroll down this page layout interface a little further, you will see that related list section comes up. And in this, you will see that there is contacts and then opportunities. So, it's all again drag and drop. So if I want a certain related list to be appearing before the contacts, I can simply move it. Now the opportunities is going to appear before the contacts. So that's how I can do it. Okay. So that's one thing. If I don't want a particular related list, let's say I don't want the open activities related list to be visible, all that I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and click on this button. Same thing, pretty similar to the way we did it for the fields. If I don't want a certain related list to be displayed on this user interface, all that I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove the related list from here. Okay. If I want some additional related list to be added here, the ones which are not showing up here, I want those to be added. You will have to come here. Here you will see the related lists tab. So just click on that. On the right hand side, it is going to show you all the related lists which are available. So once you have all these related lists being displayed here, let's say campaigns, I want campaigns here, you can just drag and bring the related list here. So you can bring the related list you want, you can remove the related list if you do not want something. You can change the order of the related list, how they appear on your user interface, so everything can be done. So that's going to be simple. Now another small thing, in case in my related list, what I want to do is I want to show a few additional fields. So right now if you see, there are 4 fields which are being displayed for contacts related list, right? We have the contact name, we have title, email, and phone number. Now in case I want to have one more field added to this particular related list, right? So instead of these 4 fields, I want to display one more field. That's where I can use this properties icon for the related list, and I can do those changes, or I can make those changes. All right. So let's click on the properties icon for contacts. I'm going to add one more field here. So right now my related list is showing four. Right now my related list is showing 4 fields. I want to show one more. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on the properties icon for the contacts related list. Click on this. Okay. And here I've got several options in the properties. The first option is what all fields you want to show in the related list. So these are the 4 fields which are being displayed. These are this on the left hand side, you have a complete list of all available fields which can be shown as part of the related list. On the right hand side, you have only 4 fields which are available. Sorry, which have been selected. right? So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to, let's say I want to bring in facts as well. So I'm just going to choose that field, move it to the right side. So now there are 5 fields which are selected. So your related list will display 5 fields. In case you want to change the order of these, let's say if I want the phone number to be before email ID, you simply have to select that field and use this up and down arrow to move the fields. Okay, so if you want the phone number to be displayed before this, okay, so that is it. You also have the option of doing sorting. So if you want to sort the data in the related list, because it's going to be a list, if you want to sort the data in it, you can choose the field on which you want to sort. So if I want to sort on the name, I can do that, or if I want to sort based on some other field, I can do that. So let me sort it on the name, and you can choose ascending or descending order as well. So whatever uh, approach you want to take, you want to sort the data in ascending order or descending order, that is something which you can do, right? So that's the thing. In fact, you also have the option to apply column information to other page layouts. So if you want to apply uh, the same sort of column information to other page layouts, I told you, right, for a single object you can have multiple page layouts. You can apply the same thing to other page layouts as well if you want. If you don't want to apply it to anything, don't apply. So it depends on you. If you just want your column information to be applicable only on this page layout and no other page layout, it's as simple as that. Don't do not select anything. If you feel that you want that to be applicable on all the pages, you can simply select all, or if you want specific pages, you can select that. So depending on your requirement, you can select those things. Okay. At any point of time, if you feel that you just want to revert to the defaults, you can click on revert to defaults from here. Okay. And if you want to control which buttons are going to be available under the related list, because your related list will also have a few buttons, like if you see in contacts there is new button, right? So in case you want to control what buttons and all should be visible, those things also can be controlled from here, from the same property section. Okay, and finally, once you're done with this, all that you have to do is you just have to click on OK. So right now, if you see my related list, contacts related list has got 4 fields: contact name, title, phone, email. I changed the order, right? These are the buttons which are visible, right? And the phone, email, fax. So now those 5 fields are being displayed as under the related list for it. All right. So this is how it works, and it's very simple to basically use or make changes to the related list as well. Okay. So these are the things that we can primarily do with the page layout. All right. And once we have done these things, all that we should do is we ideally have to make the save the changes. If once you're done with all the changes that you want to make, all that you can do is you can just click on the save button. Clicking on save button will ensure that all the changes are saved, and you exit the page layout editor window. All right, and you land up on this window where you have complete list of all the page layouts. All right. Now the next thing, uh, we do have the option of creating multiple page layouts for the same object. Now some of you may be wondering, why do we have multiple page layouts for the same object? The reason is simple. Depending on our business processes or different roles or profiles that people have, we may want different page layouts. So we may not be able to fit all our business processes or business requirements uh, uh, with just one page layout, right? So all my business processes may not fit in one page layout. So for different business users or business processes, I may need different page layouts, and that's what Salesforce lets you do, right? So let's understand a little more about what sort of use cases we can have for page layouts. So certainly we have understood what we can do with the page layout and how things are done on the page layout. But if you have to understand the different use cases for different page layouts, what can be those? So let's have a quick look at that. So we can have different roles within an organization, and different people in different roles to the data. For example, a sales rep may want to have a very different view from a customer support rep. Certain fields which are more relevant to a sales team may not be that relevant to the customer support team, and the customer support team may have their own set of fields which are more relevant for them, right? So that's one use case. You can have, let's say, if there's a one time purchase product, and if there is a few fields which are, though everything is within the same object in the product object, but you can have a few fields which are more relevant to a subscription product, and you can have a few other fields which are more relevant to a one time purchase product, right? So you may want to have different types of page layouts for different types of products as well. So that's another thing. You can have regional differences. So for example, let's consider that there are some specific information which are applicable only to a particular region. Let's say there are a few fields which need to be tracked in account, but those are only specific to say European region, and those are not even applicable in other region, right? But in European region, those fields are very important, right? So any sales rep from European region will be very interested in looking at the details of those fields, and they may want those fields to be appearing right at the top on the page layout, right? But at the same time, let's say for other region, let's say in Asian APAC region, this is not even applicable. All right. So then what will happen? You cannot have the same page layout for the users in both these regions. So these are different types of use cases where page layout becomes very relevant and it becomes very important, right? Okay. Now the thing is, how does Salesforce know that which page layout to be displayed to which user and stuff like that? All right. So there's a very simple concept. So once you go to the page layout, you will see yeah, so once you are on the page for the page layouts, and if you have got multiple page layouts, if you have one page layout, then there is life is simple for you, and it's very simple for Salesforce as well, because it's just one page layout. Everyone, whoever opens a record, gets to see the same page layout, right? But if there are multiple page layouts, who gets to see which page layout? That is going to be the important question. So that is primarily done using page layout assignments. All right. So this page layout assignment, once you click on this, it will basically show you the page layout assignment screen. And this page layout assignment screen has got a complete list of all page layouts and the profiles. So here you get to see a complete list of all the profiles. And for each profile, you have selected a particular page layout. Which profile gets to see which page layout, that has been selected. So this is the simple basic of page layout assignment. So for each page, for each profile, you can decide which page layout is going to be available to that particular profile. So that is the thing. So now the profile that we have for this current user, the one that I'm logged in with, the profile that I have for the current user is system administrator. So right now, if you see system administrator, which page layout is assigned, it's the account layout which is assigned to this particular profile, right? So whatever I see here is going to be as per the account layout. Account layout is one of the page layouts that we have there. Okay. So what I see here is as per the account layout. All right. So it's not showing me the current one, because the current user profile, the current user that I'm logged in with, has a system administrator profile. And for system administrator, there is this page layout called account layout, which is assigned to the system administrator profile. Now, what I want to do is I want to change this to the one that I've just created. All right. Remember, the one that I just created had industry at the top, right? So I want to change this to that. So all that I have to do is I just need to click on edit assignment. So once you do edit assignment, okay, and you have to choose your page layout. This is the page layout that we just created, and I want to assign it. So you can assign it to multiple profiles at one go. I'm going to assign it to this. Yeah, so if you press control, you can select multiple profiles and assign it that ways. But I don't want that. I just want to assign it to system administrator. I'll click on save. I'll assign this and click on save. Yeah. So now this change is reflecting. So for system administrator, now it's the page layout account, the new page layout. This is the name of the new page layout that we have created. So now this is the page layout which is assigned to the system administrator. So what I can do is I can simply go try to refresh this and see if the changes are appearing. Yeah, it does appear. So now I have industry at the top, phone, fax. This is what we did, right? So that is the thing.